भारती न्यूज, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।
Good evening and welcome to Bharati News. I am Sumona Sinha. Let's have a look at the biggest news of the day. Here is the national news first. PM Modi departs for Russia, says India values close cooperation within BRICS. Prime Minister Narendra Modi departs for the 16th BRICS Summit in Russia. With multilateralism and global security on the agenda, Modi is set to meet President Putin and other global leaders to address critical issues, including Russia-Ukraine conflict. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today left for Russia to attend the 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan. The two-day event themed Strengthening Multilateralism for Just Global Development and Security will serve as a platform to address key global challenges and unite BRICS nations. PM Modi stressed India's strong commitment to the BRICS as an important forum for global dialogue and cooperation on key development issues. In a statement ahead of his three-day visit to Kazan, Russia, for the annual BRICS Summit, PM Modi highlighted the bloc's role in tackling global challenges such as climate change, economic integration and multilateralism. 25 NDRF teams on standby in Odisha, West Bengal. Odisha is on high alert as cyclone Dana approaches with wind speeds up to 110 km per hour. NDRF has deployed 25 teams and the state aims for 100% evacuation and zero casualties. The NDRF has deployed 25 teams, 14 in West Bengal and 11 in Odisha, to brace for the cyclone's arrival over the Bay of Bengal, which has wind speeds of 100 to 110 km per hour. Central and state authorities are coordinating to ensure minimal damage and initiating evacuation and safety measures. The NDRF has mobilized 25 teams from West Bengal and Odisha in anticipation of a cyclone in the Bay of Bengal. The cyclone is expected to intensify and make landfall between Puri, Odisha and Sagar Island, West Bengal on Thursday night or early Friday morning. Winds will reach 100 to 110 meter per hour with gusts up to 120. Preparations are underway for potential damage, evacuations and emergency rescue operations. International news. China confirms agreement with India to end standoff in eastern Ladakh ahead of BRICS Summit. The statement from the Chinese side came after the Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said the Indian and Chinese negotiators were in touch over the last few weeks to resolve the remaining issues. China on Tuesday confirmed that it has reached an agreement with India to end the standoff between the two armies in eastern Ladakh. Over a recent period, China and India have been in close communication through diplomatic and military channels on issues related to China-India border. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian told a media briefing there. Now, the two sides have reached a resolution on the relevant matters which China speaks highly of, he said. Going forward, China will work with India to implement these resolutions, he said. He, however, declined to provide details. Jaishankar confirms breakthrough in India-China border dispute. Will be able to go back to 2020. The statement from Jaishankar came after the Foreign Secretary said the Indian and Chinese negotiators were in touch over the last few weeks to resolve the remaining issues. Shortly after the Foreign Secretary announced that Indian and Chinese negotiators had reached an agreement on patrolling along the LAC, line of actual control, in eastern Ladakh, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar affirmed this development, stating that the Indian armed forces will be able to resume patrolling in areas that were accessible prior to the 2020 clash. Sports news. New Zealand have made a couple of changes to their T20 World Cup winning squad for the three-match ODI series against India women in Ahmedabad starting October 24. Sophie Devine will continue to lead the side, having given up the leadership duties in T20s after the World Cup. New Zealand women have named their squad of 15 for the upcoming three-match ODI series against India in Ahmedabad. The 28-year-old uncapped wicketkeeper batter Polly Linglis has earned her maiden call-up after a smashing domestic one-day tournament for Otago Sparks, with middle order batter Lauren Down returning to the fold for the first time since her maternity break in July. Ishan Kishan included in Ruturaj Gaikwad led India A team for Australia too. Ruturaj Gaikwad will be leading the Indian A team for the Australia tour. The BCCI has named a 15-member squad for the tour with Ishan Kishan named in the squad. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, has named India's 15-member squad for the tour of Australia. Currently, out of the Indian team, Ishan Kishan has been included in the squad that will be led by Ruturaj Gaikwad. The men's selection committee has picked a 15-member India a squad for the upcoming tour of Australia. India A will play 2 first-class matches against Australia A in the Mackay and Melbourne respectively, and then take part in a 3-day intra-squad game against Team India senior men in Perth, BCCI said in a statement. Business news. Hyundai India shares declined 5% in market debut following record $3.3 billion IPO. Hyundai Motor India saw its shares fall by 1.3% on their debut, opening at Rs 1,934 against an IPO issue price of 1,960. The $3.3 billion IPO was heavily oversubscribed by institutional investors. Yet, retail interest lagged due to pricing concerns. Shares of Hyundai Motor India fell 2% in its market debut on Tuesday, after the country's largest initial public offering at a valuation of $3.3 billion. It opened at Rs 1,934 on the National Stock Exchange, falling below the offer price of Rs 1,960 and was last seen trading at Rs 1,920. Institutional oversubscription but limited retail participation. Although the IPO was listed more than twice, driven primarily by institutional investors, market participation was lackluster due to price concerns. The listing marked Hyundai's first IPO debut outside South Korea and comes amid a bullish trend in India's equity markets. In a significant development, Adar Poonawalla-led Serene Productions and Karan Johar-led Dharma Productions have joined forces to pioneer next-generation content for global audiences. According to an official statement, Serene Productions will invest over Rs 1,000 crore in Dharma, acquiring a 50% stake, while Karan Johar will retain the remaining 50%. India's entertainment industry has experienced remarkable growth, driven by increasing digital penetration and a diverse audience seeking high-quality content across multiple platforms with growing global relevance. The strategic partnership between Serene Productions and Dharma is designed to capitalize on these opportunities by combining Dharma's rich legacy in storytelling with Adar Poonawalla's strategic acumen and resources. The statement read, "So that concludes our news bulletin for the day. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to Bharati News for continuous coverage and more updates. Wishing a very good evening."
भारती न्यूज़, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।